Help a friend in distress, always saving instead of healing. And I make it my job to fight bad guys and giants and villains. Well, heroes have their limits. Caves get torn and don't get mended. Strong is overrated. So for once I'll just lean on you, and I'll let you do what you do, God. Strong is overrated. You show up like I wish I could. Maybe weakness is for my good. Everything that I dream, there's no guarantee that I can do it. There's no word I can speak that can guarantee life, breath, or movement. Oh, but you're not like me, and you're stepping sometimes just to prove that you don't have those limits. You are God, but for us humans, song is overrated. So this time I'll just lean on you, and I'll let you do what you do, God. Strong is overrated. You show up like I wish I could. Maybe weakness is for my good. I may have to cry just a little bit. I may have to lay a little while longer. I may have to pray through the thick of it. But when I get weak, Lord, you get strong.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Tea Time with Bunky. That was my man, Jonathan McReynolds. Overrated. That's the name of the song, Overrated. It's talking about how, how sometimes you feel like you got to be super strong, and it's really overrated. It's like people be doing the most. We need to just put it in God's hands. So I would like to thank everybody for tuning into Tea Time with Bunky tonight. Thank you to all my followers and subscribers. Thank you all for telling a friend and continuing to like, share. Um, yeah, Tea Time with Bunky is a part of the Village Global Network, which is sponsored by Zeno FM, powered by Online Radio Box. You can listen to this segment next Sunday. Not this Sunday, next Sunday. This Sunday, you can hear last week's show with Gabe from Following TV, but this Sunday at 12 p.m. on Confidence Radio, you can hear this on Zeno FM, 12 p.m. Sunday, next Sunday, Confidence Radio. And next Thursday at 8 a.m., you can hear this segment on Cuzzo FM, Linda Legacy Radio, Sasquatch Boot Hill Radio, Southern Soul Go Radio, Culture Shock Radio, Wapter Music Radio. Shout out to Wapter, who was in here, Loki, and the Tattoo Shop Radio. All of these are powered by Zeno FM, supported by Online Radio Box. You can catch the show Tea Time with Bunky on all your favorite podcast platforms. Also, like I said, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook. Tonight's guest is a young lady that was on the show. She was on the show last year, May 26th, 2022. The song I played for the initial video, it ain't over until God says it's over. She's gone through a lot. She's overcome a lot. Her sister is, we're not going to just talk about her sister, but we are going to talk about her sister because that's one of the main things. Her sister, Miss Shanice Harris, has been missing for 6 years. Yeah, you heard me. And we live in Sullivan County, which is a shoebox hello, it's a shoebox, and nobody knows anything. Well, somebody knows something, but nobody's saying anything. But you know, God is in control, and all things will be revealed. But without further ado, I would like to introduce my special guest, Miss Tameka Harris. Hi, lady. Hi.
Hello.
Once again, thank you so much for look. I'm paying attention. I'm trying to get this stuff. Thank you so much for joining me again. I
Yes.
appreciate it. So, how are you? How are you? Tell
I'm
everybody.
well. I'm well. First of all, thank you for having me. I really do
Absolutely.
appreciate it. I love our conversations, and I just love our conversations in general, whether it's on the live or off the live. You know what to ask, you know how to get to the point, but also you just have such a loving and kind spirit, you
Thank
know.
you so
So I really do appreciate your heart. I appreciate just who you are as a person.
you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
so much.
You're welcome. So for me, I've been okay.
Mhm,
You know, we have our ups and our downs,
mhm.
but I've been good. Overall good. I'm learning. I'm learning.
Okay. Now, since your last appearance on Tea Time, like
Mhm.
since you had that conversation, like
Mhm.
what's changed since then? Like,
I would say not much in my sister's case, which
mhm.
is an unfortunate thing. Yeah, I can't really say anything has
Right, you
changed, to
can't.
be honest.
Oh,
Right,
so
there's still a missing status. There's still no there there's still nothing. No one's come forward, no one's had any leads. There's been nothing. So it's kind of like a very quiet case.
that is so disappointing.
It is.
It's very disappointing. And like I had said before, and I always say, I pray for your family.
Thank
I
you.
hate that you're going through this. I hate it so much. Um, I watched your mom. I think no, I didn't unfollow her. No, yes, not unsubscribe. What is it? So you don't see the posts all the time?
Oh, you mute it.
No, no, I didn't mute her.
Oh, oh.
It's something else. She said because I just couldn't take it.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot, and but it's a mother. You know, that's your mom,
Yes.
and
Yes.
you being a mom, me being a mom,
Mhm.
I just couldn't fathom. So it's like, yeah, I was like, I can't watch this woman grieve like this. It's like breaking my heart.
Right,
But
right. And with grieving, it's a different type of grief when you go through someone who's gone missing.
mhm,
I think very much so if someone dies or if someone is killed and then you get to bury them and everything, you get, I don't want to say
closure,
closure, but it is a form of closure. When
right?
someone goes missing and just disappears out of thin air, and in your mind they're still there, but there's like no evidence, that's different. And that's actually trauma. Like there's a different form of trauma that comes along with that.
Never thought of that like that. You're
Hmm.
wow. That's
Yeah. Yeah, because that person is still alive in your mind. That
right,
person is still do that that person, you don't have a body, you have no evidence that they're not.
right.
So I think that
Wow.
it's a different, if it's a different type of torture. It's a
Yeah.
different type of trauma. I think about, I like to relate it to being ghosted. I mean, in this dating world, I mean, people get ghosted all the time, right?
Yeah. Right.
That is traumatic because you don't know what's going on, you know what I mean? But take that out of it and put it in a huger context. Something has gone completely wrong and you don't know what. And you
Right.
don't even know where to look.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the way you just explained that. Only someone who has gone through and is going through that
Yeah.
would be able to give an explanation like that, because
Right.
I never thought about it like that. Like I thought about like the trauma, the grief, the
Hmm.
not knowing, but the the person being alive and here in your head, but you don't know where they are. like
Yeah.
being ghosted in a relationship, dealing with somebody, like how they just cut you off. It's just stop, boom.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. She was here today, gone a couple of hours later.
Yeah. But the thing is we know that she didn't leave on her own accord.
Right.
And that's the difference between someone going missing and being ghosted. She didn't leave on her own accord, so she needs help, and we don't know how to help her.
That's torture.
That's the torturing part,
Yeah.
because you don't know how to
Look,
help her.
you can make me cry. I wasn't ready for that. It's like, no, because I honestly didn't think about that.
Mhm.
And you being her big sister, you think you I'm sure it's not on your mind all day, every day. You have to go on with your life. But it's
Yeah.
there. But it's there.
It's there. It's definitely there, and I think it's more so there now as my children get older. We're 6 years out. My youngest children are starting to enter their teens,
Mhm.
and there's a different form of anxiety that is attached with it where I was oblivious to it before.
Right.
And you hear things about human trafficking, which is very real. Like,
Right.
these stories that people don't pay really a lot of attention to
Mhm.
become very real in a situation like this. um and you know that you're not as safe as the world would have you believe.
Right. That's something like, that's something like what Stacey Gibbs Colbert said when we were talking about her brother Marvin, who's missing.
Hmm.
Um, she talked about the safety feeling.
Yeah.
And I guess unless you've been through this,
Hmm.
you're not gonna really know. You're not
Right.
gonna really know. And that's a horrible way to feel because your anxiety must be all over the place.
Yeah, it can be.
Okay. Now, do your kids, the younger ones, because your oldest was really close to Shanice.
Yeah, he was.
Do the younger ones ask questions?
They do. They ask questions. um I know. I would say my second to last, because I
Mhm.
have 5 children. My second to last,
Okay.
she remembers. She was getting to form that relationship with Shanice. She just started forming that, like, closeness and that bond with Shanice.
Wow. Uh-huh.
So I know she gets a lot of, I'm just gonna say it, when we have prayer time as a family, and every
Uh-huh.
evening her name is mentioned. So my children do know about her. They do ask questions about her. They wonder what's going on, and they understand. They have a different view of the world as well.
Right. I I would too. Like, it's your
Hmm.
immediate family. Like, that's your
Right.
immediate family. It's not like somebody like me who, like, there's
Right.
no connection. I've never met Shanice, which is because she's younger than me.
Hmm.
Um, but like I said before, I remember hearing the story when it happened.
Hmm.
And to think somebody from the outside looking in, look, this conversation totally went different than what we talked about. From
Yeah.
the outside looking in, I I don't I don't understand. I don't understand how nobody has come forward. Um,
Yeah.
because whoever because it couldn't have been more than one person because Shanice was not she wasn't small.
No, she was not.
So whoever was involved with this has a mother, grandmother, and I say this all the time. And for you
Hmm.
to walk around, it's less human. You're not human to me. That's like animalistic to me.
Right.
You
Well,
know.
I will say this. Um, People who are able to do these type of acts and walk
Yeah.
around and not be affected by them have
Mhm.
not experienced this type of pain.
No,
um
they couldn't.
and it's until they do experience something close to it, they don't really understand. There's no understanding of it.
No,
There's
no.
no understanding of it, and there's, street justice or whatever have you, whatever it may be.
Right.
People who are able to just cause this type of pain, I would say 9 times out of 10 probably have never experienced this type of pain. you know, or it's just unhealed and unprocessed.
Mhm.
And it's easier to afflict it onto other people because why not? I've already experienced this. So
Right.
it's an extreme, one
Yeah.
or the other.
Yeah. Hurt people, or hurt people heal people.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what is going on. They probably these people I don't even like to refer to them as people because I just don't get it. I don't get it. What has been one of the most challenging parts of dealing with this over the years, because it's been years?
Um, Watching my mom.
And she's not even my mom, and, like, that's I understand.
Yeah. Watching the toll it has taken on her and just on my family as a whole.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, watching my mom struggle through this and like there's nothing I can do
Right.
to help her. You know, I played my part. I did the best that I could with what I
Right.
was handed.
Right.
And I yeah, I think that's the hardest part of it all. You know, I know what's done is done and I do miss my sister.
Mhm.
For a long time I was so angry with her. Um because I remember having a conversation with her and asking her not to go out that night. I actually wanted to hang out with her and things didn't happen the way I wanted to in my mind. And
Right.
I was very angry for a long time.
Was it a little bit of the anger subconsciously because you thought you if you were there, it wouldn't have happened? Like, were you kinda angry with yourself?
No, I was mad at her.
Good. Okay. Good. Because 'cause I'm
You
like, there's
know?
nothing,
Yeah,
everything
no, as soon
happened.
as this happened, I was marking people. I was watching people with what they said and everything, but I knew that I did what I could
Right.
with what I was dealt with.
Absolutely.
You know, and that was the one thing that I had to really, I think God really gave me the grace to go through, because I could have blamed myself. I could have allowed this, but as soon as I heard
It
a
ate you up.
lie from her
Yeah.
girlfriend and things of that, you know what I mean? I was just like, mm-mm. I was there. I was doing what I had to do. I
Right.
know that the case was delayed, but not at, I called the police.
Right.
They told me wait 24 hours. You know, understand what I'm saying? So there was
Right.
certain things that I know that I did
Right.
as an older sister that I only could do.
You
And
don't.
I was able
Right.
to leave those feelings behind. I think I was more angry with her because I was like, bro, if we would have had the barbecue that I wanted because I was hungry anyway, this wouldn't have happened.
You would have fed me.
Yeah, I would have been all right. I would have been fed. I would have been home sleeping, and none of this nonsense would have happened.
Mhm.
So, and I just God's taken me through the process of forgiving my sister who's not here to, you know what I mean, just
Right.
talk to. And yeah,
That now, her not being here to talk to and have that conversation, is it hard because God brought you through, bringing you through. He's
yeah.
carrying you. You're not brought through yet. But is it hard to maintain hope or have hope when you don't have any idea of what is going on?
My answer is very honestly, and
That's the only thing.
I'm gonna say no. But I'm gonna say no because I'm on a different side now. If you would
Right.
have asked me a year ago, I would have said I struggle with that answer. But right now I will say no. Why? Because it's because of my faith. It's
Right.
because of my faith and it's because of the process of my own healing journey that I've had to take throughout this. Not just for Shanice, but for myself
Right.
and healing from past trauma and things of that nature. So I have been in therapy and things of that nature to help me work through it.
Right. That's great. That's people out there need to hear that. You know, you have to. If you don't have hope, you don't have anything.
Yeah, what does the Bible say? Hope deferred makes the heart sick. So, and for me, my faith has been a key player in this whole thing. If anything, Shanice going missing has helped me come back to my faith.
Hmm.
Um, it has helped me really seek God's face throughout this whole situation, because that's where my hope comes from. If I didn't have God and I just had myself, if I didn't have therapy, I believe therapy and theology go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. Let's
Hmm.
just talk about it and be real, right?
We keep it
So
real.
I had to get someone who's a professional that I can speak
Yes.
to during those moments where I say, you know what? Her 6-year anniversary is coming up. I need an appointment, and I need one now, because I feel all these feelings that I don't know how to work through it.
I love it. I love it. So you have the tools to recognize when you're about to go over. Okay, I'm about to go
Absolutely.
over. Um, and with the faith part, it says it in the Bible, faith without works is dead. And I always say that to
Hmm.
people, but people be like, well, I have faith, but you have faith, but you're sitting there. That's
Exactly.
You can't just sit there. It's work. You got to work. You got to do it. And you going to
Exactly.
therapy is the work. You
Yep.
have faith that God is going to help you through it, but you're doing the work too. To pick up that phone and make that call.
Yeah.
So many people need to know that. I'm so
Yeah.
glad you said
Yeah, no, I mean, going to therapy has helped me find myself throughout this process, has helped me to know who I am,
that. Hmm.
because it's changed me.
Hmm.
I was sitting for
You
so
are different.
long.
You are. You're a different person. You really are. You are. You're a different person. It, and it looks really good on you. I just want to let you know.
Thank you so.
You're
Oh, look
welcome.
at sending hearts. But yeah, therapy has definitely helped me
Hmm.
discover who I am as a person. Um, my inner workings. I do go to a Christian therapist, so she is faith based.
Yeah.
I love her so much.
You know what? You know what? Not to cut you up, but look, I got one, and I keep saying I'm gonna finish my last year. I'm gonna finish my last year of my master's in clinical mental health
Do
counseling.
it.
I'm gonna
Oh,
finish.
please.
And listen, in my practice, I'm telling you, when I first started celibate before my associates, I told my professor I want to start a faith based
Hmm.
counseling, because I was like, we need that here.
We
And
need
it's
it.
crazy because people don't
Hmm.
feel connected to, but you need that.
Oh,
You
you need that.
To me, you do. Like,
No, 100%. Listen, ain't nothing like going to somebody who's a professional, help
right.
you work through your things, and then pray, and you
Mm.
feel this power of God in that prayer, and then you go about your day. It's a completely different
It's a
day.
completely different day and a different feeling. You're light,
Absolutely.
you're mentally light, your heart is light, you're just lighter.
Hmm.
So I love this for you. I do. I
Thank
do.
you.
Because you are such a different person. Yes. Now, we talked about this, and the wording was a little, I wanted to know about your support. What I meant was, when I say your support system, your
Hmm.
support. Like, everybody has people that they can go to that are around them. You have people when you're going through a dark time, such as what you
Oh,
went through,
yeah.
you either people will come close to you or they're going to run away.
Right.
Your support, like, what does that look like? Is that basically your family, your work
Um,
family?
so I have there's definitely three individuals that really outside. Okay, so outside of my therapist, because I'm telling you, if something goes off, I know myself, I'm like, I need professional help for this one.
That's good. That's good.
But for a daily basis, there are three people that I communicate with quite often.
Mhm.
They're close friends, my girlfriends, Dara, Tiffany, and Eunice. I speak to Eunice a lot. Eunice is a close Christian friend.
Mhm.
She will pray the house down.
See that?
Yes, Tiffany has been with me since the beginning of this, which is amazing, just to have that friend that,
Yes.
she is CSI, walking CSI book. So she was, somebody to sit down and, make all the red lines like she
Right,
does.
right. That's so confusing. But yeah, no, I get it.
My friend Dara is amazing. She just has a mind. She knows how to just um, help me see things in a different way. She asks the questions, or like she'll play devil's advocate very well, but
Uh-huh.
also the way her mind works is just amazing. Chat GBT or whatever, that AI thing. She's that, but in human
Oh, wow.
form.
Okay.
She's into science, the brain, and everything. So she always cracks me up.
So you have a strong support unit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't want to make it too big. I don't think
Right.
that
Yeah.
having it too big is not good, right? I
Confusing.
don't need
Right.
to talk to everybody, but the people that I have taken the time with to develop close personal relationship with, they hold so much value in my life right now. Being a single mom to walking this walk to
Mhm.
building my faith. I need people who believe in certain things, and not
Right.
want to be unequally yoked. They're going to want to pour into me. We believe in
Right.
reciprocity over here. So,
Mhm.
like, it's not just a one-sided
Love it.
relationship. We need
Yeah,
one hand washes the other type thing.
exactly. Because people will take from your cup and leave you bone dry and not give it.
Girl, you ain't lying.
Like, they won't give. They always coming to you for something, but they can
Mhm.
never reciprocate it
Pour
like that.
back in, right? And
Yeah.
I just need somebody, you know, and the greatest type of friendships is when you're just like, I'm empty right now. I need you to pour into me. But it goes hand in hand, and you
Yes.
notice that, like, it's not just one sided. Like, I notice you're empty. Let me pour into you.
You know what? I love that. I
Hmm.
I love that. They don't want anything from you. They're
No,
just like, "You know
never.
what? You were on my mind today. Let me just
Hmm.
how you." And you know what? And sometimes that alone, just you were on my mind. How are you doing today?
Yeah,
You don't know what that could do to somebody. You people
yeah.
just don't know. And girl, you out here doing it. I'm really happy for you. I am. I watch because
Thank you.
so just be grieving all the time. That's you're killing yourself. And you're not helping
Yeah.
her. You're not helping her.
You're
You know.
not helping her. Listen, the one thing that I determined in my heart
Hmm.
is, Shanice and I are 11 months apart. I was born February 27th, and then she was born February 2nd. So we didn't even I wasn't even a year old
We didn't
before
even
she
have
was
a
born. But being so close in age and me literally knowing her all of her life,
right.
I was like, I asked God a question one day, and I was like, how does this not how do I not allow her life to go away in vain? How do I not allow this to be something that is vainly done? And I really felt him say, you live and you give a purpose to the pain. You don't allow the pain to bring you back. You allow the pain to propel you, to push you forward. You live so that she would live. So even if it's like one day, if she is alive and she does come back, she'll be living vicariously through me. I'll be able to say, look at the things that I've done. Look at the things that, the places where your name was. Look at these things, as opposed to just shutting yourself off from the world, going crying. There is a season for that, and there is a
Right.
time for that, but you can't stay there.
You just don't know how you ministered to me just now. Because what you just said is so relevant to something I'm dealing with right now.
Um,
How you mentioned um how you keep her name alive, how you kept her name everywhere, how you make
yeah,
sure she's relevant,
yeah,
how people don't forget. Like,
right.
as long as I'm on this earth, nobody will not know her name, right?
Right. Right.
I'm going through that right now. Like I've been dealing with that for years, but
Yeah.
there's something that's about to arise.
Mhm.
People that aren't only a small hand, only a small handful know what I'm about to do. But it's to keep the my uncle who was murdered in 1980. He was murdered in
Mhm.
1980. He was 23 years old, and
Wow.
like he but good guy. When I say cowards, people are horrible.
Yeah.
Man, he was an Air Force man, so he wasn't killed in the Air Force. It was just a situation.
Oh
And
wow.
I was only how was I? I was 9. It was a month before my 10th birthday. And
Oh.
as long as I can remember, because I have so many cousins that came after, so many of them, there's a
Mhm.
million of them. Everybody knows him as if they were here
Mm.
because I keep his name alive
Yeah.
and people know how amazing he was and
Mhm.
everything like that. And I'm getting ready to do something and I'll reveal it to the people in time. But yeah, it's like as long as I'm alive, you'll not know who he was. You will
Right.
always know his name. And that's what you're
Right.
doing for your sister. And it's a beautiful thing. And like you said, there's a time to grieve. There is, and they're gonna come in waves, as you know.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some days you're like knocked out
Yeah. Oh
and you
yeah.
don't know what to do.
Yeah. And
But
but you allow those days too.
yeah,
You just can't get stuck,
you
right?
can't get
Psalms 23 says, "Though I walk through
through
the
the battle.
valley of the shadow of death,
Yeah.
I will feel no evil." You're gonna go through it. Like, it's very clear. Life is going to
Just
life.
don't lay
Life is
there.
going to happen, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
It's just not staying there.
No. You can lay there for a couple of hours and cry, get it out, and
Oh yeah,
ask the
100%. You gotta
question.
do it.
You got to do it, and then you just be like, "All right, okay, it's time to go on.
Hmm.
We'll have this moment another time, but for now we got to
Right.
move on." And I get that. I get it. How is the rest of your family doing? Like, how are they? Is your mom in therapy? Is she in therapy?
She goes off and on. She went, and then it got too real. And it was hard to deal with because of that trauma kicking up the
Yeah,
dust, that dirt. Um, it's a lot for her.
yeah, I'm
I
sure.
couldn't imagine. I can't imagine. And I'm going through it with her, but I'm going through it as an older sister, not as a
Right,
mother.
right. You
There's a
didn't
big
bring her in
difference.
this world. Right,
Right.
right.
So she's doing the best that she can. I know that this situation has really taken a toll on her health, though.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you know, and that's my honest belief. I believe that some of the health issues that my mother experiences is directly in correlation with Shanice's disappearance,
Right,
the trauma that comes with that, the emotions that come with that.
right.
There's just certain things that I know that this is like
Absolutely,
you're
it's connected. It's
yeah,
connected,
yeah,
and people don't acknowledge that. But it does. Like sometimes you don't just get sick. Grief and depression will kick you behind. It
it
will.
will, it will.
Yeah, all kinds of sicknesses arise. Who
Hmm.
else did? Well, you have other sisters.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
How are they?
they're okay. They're living their life. They grieve as well. They are working through it as well.
Right,
The best that they can, as they can too.
right.
We're a blended family. I'm the oldest of seven. My mom did have
God.
four. My
Mhm.
dad has three. And then when we got together, there's seven of us. We have
7.
five girls, two boys. We all feel it. We
Right.
all feel it.
Do you come together? Do you guys come together and talk about it, or do like there's always you're always connected to one or two siblings, especially when there's a lot of you, because there's
Yeah,
8 of them. I have 7 siblings, so there's
yeah,
8 of us, and you're close to all of them, but you have
yeah.
special connections with certain ones. Now, do
Mhm.
you find that you guys talk about it more, or do you just not talk about it? Like that's the thing, you either talk about it or you try to talk around
We
it.
we talk about it when it's time, but it's not something that we
Right,
readily
not all
talk
the
about.
time,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
But
it's
you
not
you
all the
guys
time.
check in on
We
each
do
other?
acknowledge it. Yeah, we acknowledge it. We
No,
acknowledge
I
it.
don't mean, yeah, I don't want you walking around grieving all day. I mean, but like just, check in on, "You okay today? Like,
Yeah.
how's it going?" Like, I was watching
Yeah,
your
I know
behavior.
my brother, he's big. He's always like, every time you see me, you see a sign, and he'll wear like, my sister's middle name is Rose, and I remember like this one picture comes to mind that he was wearing a jersey for his birthday, but on the back of it, the
Was a
name was
rose.
Rose. So that those are very symbolic in our family for her.
Okay.
We always make sure that she's definitely at every event.
Okay. Yeah,
We make sure that we acknowledge that she would be here,
right.
but she's not.
That is, I love it. That's really sweet. That's the inclusion. I love it. I love it. Um, do you I saw you speak, was it 2 years ago with Hope Alive 845. We're doing a
Hmm.
lot of things with Hope Alive 845.
Yeah.
Do you do people who are in your situation, do they reach out to you ever, um, to find out how you cope because they're going through it and they don't know what to do? Like, so do they ever reach out? That makes
I
any sense?
No, I haven't really gotten that. I
Mhm.
do get a lot of I don't know how you're doing what you're doing. I don't know how I get a lot of how are you still functioning? How
But
did
that's not
you
good. That
Yeah.
uh, I don't
Yeah,
know how I
I
feel about that right there.
no.
It's like,
Yeah, I mean, it nobody ever really is like, what do I need to do,
uh,
or,
you have any tips? Like, I just need,
yeah,
nothing like that.
I never get any of that. I know one of the sweetest things that I've ever heard was, you are a full moon on the darkest night.
Ooh,
And I was like, okay, player. But
okay,
like
like,
but that was like one of the sweetest things that was ever said to me. I was just like,
was was
yeah.
was that a guy?
No.
Okay, because I would have been like that. That's kind of corny. Like, I guess
No,
it
no,
depends
no,
on the
no,
context
no.
of the
It was like,
conversation.
right, right. No, it was from a female, and
Mhm,
a friend who has followed this whole story and
mhm.
everything, and we got on to talking about grief and things of that nature, and she was just like, I whatever she was going through, it must have felt like a dark night.
Right, and if you picture it now that, especially since it wasn't like a guy saying a
Yeah,
corny
yeah.
line, on a dark night and there's a full moon, it is really bright
It is.
because
It's
it
the brightest.
shines, like, and
Yeah.
sometimes that's your guide. Sometimes
Mhm.
that's your guide through to be able to see if you don't have a flashlight. So
Right.
that's really sweet. It is. I don't
Yeah.
know
I was
why
like,
I
"Oh."
instantly thought, I'm like, "What?
Right?
He hitting
That
on
because
her?" Like,
that would be something that a man would say. I mean, I'm not don't get me wrong.
no,
I'm not
no,
out
it
there
was
man
like
hating.
one of them, no, like a corny line. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Although
What?
with me, I'm like, "Oh, that's so corny. Oh, that's too cute." Like,
Now I would have been like, what?
come again. Try
I know
again.
I'm so rough sometimes. Um, let me see. What kind of advice would you have for someone that's going through a trauma such as this? Trauma such as, even if, it's like I see Hope Alive 845, like people will be missing for like a day or two,
Yeah.
but then they come back.
And
Or
I'm so happy for those families.
right.
Oh my goodness. I get so happy, so elated for them, because I'm like, good for you. Like, I'm glad you got your answer. So I started following this pastor. His name is Jerry Flowers from Redefined Television, if you ever go on YouTube and want to see him. And let me tell you, he said one statement in a service that took me out of my seat. And he
Okay.
said this. I cannot. That's why I can't steal the words because it's that powerful. Are you
Okay,
ready?
okay, okay. I'm ready.
He said, "Every storm eventually runs out of rain." So,
Wow. Yo, that
right,
wow.
right, and that is first of all that
Why that just make me
statement.
want to cry? Oh my God. Like, no, because if you really think about that, if you think
Yeah,
about it,
yeah. Every storm that you experience in your life will eventually
yeah.
run out of rain. And I will always quote him for saying that. That is one of the best quotes that I've heard
Look, yeah,
in
you
my
really,
life,
yeah, you totally really,
especially going through this because I know that eventually this storm, as hard as it's been raining,
right.
it will eventually run out
Yeah,
and we
now
will
you're in the
see the
tsunami.
day.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yes. Ooh, that was crazy. That that was amazing. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you, because okay, it was all over the news. I don't even know the girl's name. I don't know the girl's name, but I remember it happening here in Monticello in the 80s, with Tawana Brawley. I can mention her name because I remember that situation. But the lady that was on the news, remember, that was on the highway, said she saw the baby. And
Oh yeah, that yeah,
now
yeah. The
what did
recent TikTok girl.
yeah, I don't know if she was on TikTok, but
Yeah, she was definitely on TikTok. That's where I found the story, and then she's the one who lied about her
uh,
disappearance.
what would you say to someone? And that's what I don't know. No, you're young, so you don't know the Tawana Brawley story. That you probably don't know. She's my age, and
Okay.
she lived in Evergreen.
Okay.
She went away for the weekend. She went away. We were like 17. This was we were like, because yes, she's like my age, like 16, 17. She went away for the weekend.
Mhm.
They found her. Her hair was cut. She had feces smeared on her, KKK, all this crazy stuff. Had Al Sharpton here. Al
Oh my
Sharpton,
goodness.
Evergreen, everything. Let me tell you, it's crazy. Come to find out, it was all a lie. She was with some
Mhm.
boys. So what would you say? I said all that to say this about her and the missing baby lady. Um, to people who make up things like this, from someone who family is really missing, what would you say to someone who decides
Mhm.
out of the blue, I'm going to go away and do me for the weekend or a couple of days and then come back with this, and your family thinks you're abducted? What would you say to somebody like
The first thing that comes to mind,
that? Mhm.
honestly, is be careful because what you sow is what you reap. Um, it's a disgusting joke. It's something that could very well kill the closest people to you. Like you don't know what it will, the toll it will take on their health.
Right.
You're utilizing people's time and energy that could be out here taken up by a real situation that's going on. You know what I mean? So you're taking resources. You're
Right.
taking resources, you're taking time. I I was flabbergasted honestly when I found out that she wasn't missing.
I knew it was a lie. It sounded too far fetched. It
It
sounded
did,
too
but
far
then
fetched.
again,
Right.
for
Well,
me, I'm
right,
just like,
because you know, it's
yeah,
the one lady who first. There was a lady who has a child missing. She was all over the news trying to get attention for it because she believed
right.
it. She believed it, and like, how heartbreaking is that? That you did that to
Mhm.
that woman and everybody who has someone missing in their life. I mean,
No, it's not a funny joke.
no,
It's not a joke at all,
it's not right.
it causes so much trauma.
Hmm.
It causes trauma to the people in the area that are dealing with missing persons, let alone your own family.
Right.
You know, it's like a bomb going off
Yeah. Yeah.
just for you to be fine, which thank God you're good,
Right.
but also,
But you're not good,
oh,
because for you to even
yo,
think up with
no, I
something,
mean, you probably
something is
need
wrong.
you probably need to go see somebody and probably need some
Yeah,
medication. You're a little touched right now.
yeah, there's a little something not right. for you to conjure up a plan like that. I mean, because like who really? I mean, like that's a lot of work. That's a
It's the
lot of work.
biggest form of manipulation, and it's funny because you said conjure up, and it's literally it's witchcraft. It's a biggest form of manipulation out here, and you
Yeah,
need to probably seek help and learn how to say the things that you need to say.
yeah, because that was crazy. That was
That was
crazy.
weird. That
Um,
it was weird, and I know in my TikTok feed, a lot of people were going off because a lot of the people that I follow are from that area, and they were pushing it. I had to stay off of TikTok for a couple of days because I was even like, "Oh my god!" Like I can't say babies now.
I mean, because I mean, think about it. Like she really didn't think it through because she's the only one that saw that baby on the highway. She's the only one that saw that
The
baby.
only one,
The only one.
right?
And I
Right.
don't think they still know where she was. And I wonder if her what her mother did when she found out that she
The one thing I do know about that whole story, it is crazy, was that she was involved with somebody,
oh
and I
Lord.
guess they had taken a break or whatever have you, or he
Oh
had broken up
Lord.
with
He
her.
broke up
Yeah, I'm
with her.
not joking. He broke up with her, and so then she goes missing, and then it's like 24 hours after he makes this beautiful post,
Stop playing.
I'm not joking, she appears.
She
But
she
then it's like after she after she said the
appeared.
things that she said and came clean, all of a sudden, he deletes her off of
Yeah,
everything. The
because she's
post is
crazy.
gone.
Because
Right.
he's like, yo, she is
Right.
she is
Now you see why
730.
I left. Like
Yeah, like this is why yo, she got issues. I never heard that. I did not hear that, but
it's one of the things that I actually stumbled across. I was like, that's nuts. Oh my
that's
god.
crazy.
I would never go missing over no man. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, I know. Like, I wonder how she's gonna live her life now. I know Tawana Brawley lives a quiet life.
Oh
You don't hear
yeah.
she moved out of the area. Like you don't hear nothing about her unless every now and again somebody like me that was her age and around, that know
Mm.
the story mentions it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess they kind of hope they can disappear. They can really
Yeah,
disappear
that's an
because
embarrassment.
that's
It's an
an
embarrassment.
that's an embarrassment. Um, what would you say to the people, the individuals that have had something to do with your sister's disappearance? Like, what would you like to drill in their head, get them to know? Like,
I
because
would,
somebody's watching. Somebody,
of course,
somebody's
they're always
watching.
watching.
They're
They're
always
always watching.
right.
But when is enough enough?
Hmm.
When is enough enough?
Right.
Um, I feel that at this point we've pleaded. We've said our pleas. We've you know said, think about your mom, think about all these things, but
Right.
you won't, which is fine. But when is enough enough? When does something like this get to come to light? When do you have a heart? When does something like when when? Because there's no more pleading
Right. It's
if you're
not.
continuing to be quiet. I mean, you obviously don't care. You don't care if this happened to you. Maybe it has, maybe it hasn't.
Right.
You wouldn't care how your mom felt, or maybe you do.
Right.
But at this point is why the silence? Like, what actually happened that you have to be silent about?
That's like Marvin. That's like Marvin Gibbs' case. But unfortunately, it's over 30 years. It's
Yeah.
over 30 years. And what blew my mind about that after Stacey came on for the first time, or was it the second time? First time is when the conversation restarted. And so many people, like there were so many myths. I even heard them, oh, we thought he was found, da da da, all these different things. Like I used to hear it because I live here. I was a part in the
Mhm.
circle.
Mhm.
And when she came on the show and talked about it, and people realized, number one, it wasn't going away.
Right.
Marvin's legacy, people know who he is. They're going to talk about,
Right.
you know. So that was one good thing. But another good thing, which is kind of odd, is after 30 plus years, people started talking a little bit.
Mhm.
So she got more information, a little bit, not enough to solve the case, but she knows a little bit more, not what happened to him, but a little bit of the players in the game
Oh yeah.
that nobody would say anything. And I pray for your family that it doesn't take that long.
Right.
It doesn't take that long because she talked about what her mom went through behind closed doors. I didn't see her mom outside of church. Every now and again I
Mhm.
saw her, but so and she always, Sister Gibbs always kept, like a face, especially for us younger ones. We
Yeah.
didn't we didn't see what she went through.
Yeah.
But hearing Stacy's story and hearing what her mom went through where we didn't see, like just like you with your mom, you see what nobody else sees.
Right.
I mean, they didn't have social media when Sister Gibbs was alive and when everything started with Marvin. So we didn't get to have a front seat to see the
Mm.
pain and
Mhm.
then like go out there and demand answers. You know,
Right.
I mean, you guys, you only know one name, right? You only know the girlfriend. It's like,
Yeah, and Shauna's gone too, so it's been she like 6 months after
yeah,
just
she broke
left,
out.
and yeah, she broke out. Haven't heard from her since. Haven't seen her. Nothing. Off of
That's
social media,
suspect.
everything.
That she's not on. That is so
I
suspect.
mean, of
That's
course she changed. Well, I guess apparently she got different social media now and yada yada yada.
no.
But it is it's a lot. It's that that's tough because
Uh-huh.
you're gonna stay here. You're gonna break bread with us. We're gonna feed you. We're gonna basically take care of all your needs,
Right.
and then that's it.
And yeah, if you love somebody like that, you don't just disappear out the family's life.
No, not
You
a
don't.
hundred
You don't.
percent. So there's so many questions just with her going
Right.
kind of missing, in a sense, because it's just like, what did we do to you, and what do you feel guilty about?
And she hasn't said anything to anybody about anything like where
No,
she went, who she went with, or nothing like that.
no,
Suspect. That's really suspicious.
yeah, we're actually gonna have to. I think they closed the building. We're gonna
Mhm.
walk outside of the building.
Oh,
But I'm still here.
okay.
Come on, don't mind me. Okay, go over here. I told these people that I was here, but no one listened. So before the alarm goes off, we're
Oh,
gonna go outside.
oh, I hear the light beep. I hear the
Hmm.
light beep.
All right, so we're back again.
Okay. Now we talked about your faith and how you get through. Um, did you find? I remember. I think I don't know. I randomly sent you a message. I don't know what it was, but you told me about the moment you saw that big neon sign,
Right.
but that you wasn't expecting. Now that right there,
Oh yeah, yeah. When I was driving, it was funny because I was at work. I was actually working, and I didn't know that my parents were successful on getting the billboard put up.
mhm,
So when they placed the billboard up, they I was driving right when they decided to like debut it. So they debut it, and it was crazy because my dad was actually a car in front of me. So I had noticed my dad first, and then we came around the bend on 17,
mhm.
and then there's my sister's face.
Now,
And
did
thank
he
God I
know?
had a partner at that time, so I wasn't driving. My dad, my
Yeah,
dad
that he
knew, but I didn't.
And for those
My
that don't
dad
know
knew, but
what
I
kind of
didn't.
sign it is, it was the sign is huge. It's a big. It's
Yeah,
not one of
yeah,
those
it's a
half a
billboard.
billboard. Yeah.
No, no, it's the big one over here on 17. Mhm.
And so whoever had something to do with this, their family has to see this sign, or they have to see
Mhm.
this sign.
Mhm.
Somebody has to see this sign. And like you said, there's no more pleading with them. There's no more pleading with them.
No,
Um,
there's not. And there is the $10,000 there is a $10,000 still reward for
mhm,
those who can give information that will lead to the closing of the
so-
case.
okay. So for
Um,
those out there that are even just looking for money, even if you don't have the heart, they just
even if,
want to be doing the right
exactly, just
thing.
and you just want some money, like,
Right,
help us out.
right. Do
But it's
yeah,
crazy because is that how much a life costs? Is that how much it costs to like help? Like this world, let me tell you, going through this experience, it really changes how you view the world.
mhm,
It changes, just how you view certain things, and it makes you suspicious. It
yes,
can.
yeah,
My one prayer throughout this whole thing, throughout this whole ordeal is like, God, like, let me keep the heart that you've intended me to have. Because I know the weapons that are formed against me right now, they're here
mhm,
to make me bitter. They're here to make me hard. And I
right,
remember that the one thing I didn't want was to get to a place where I just hated people because I love people, you know what I mean?
mhm.
Um, it made me smarter, but I didn't want it to harden my heart.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. Um, we have like 3.5 minutes.
Hmm.
That's it, like 3.5
Hmm.
minutes. Is there anything now is the time to get whatever you want off your chest, get it off your chest. Um, anything you want to say to people? I mean, I'm happy. I'm like I said before, I'm happy to see your growth. I'm so happy to see your
Thank
growth.
you.
And I'm
Thank you.
so glad that you let your faith kick in.
Yeah,
And
I needed to. Hmm.
yeah. So what do you want the people to tell any what do you want to say?
Well, what the first thing that I will say is don't listen to the common knowledge. Do not wait 24 hours. If you think that something's wrong, especially in your spirit, then something probably is. Do what you need to do in order to get the word out there and get the word out there immediately, as fast as possible.
Mhm.
Um, Trust God and pray. Pray. You got it. You have to really trust God if you ever have to endure any type of traumatic situation like this.
Mhm.
Find your faith and lean into it. Lean into a good support system, and don't forget to take care of yourself and to take care of your mental health. That is so important. I can't say that enough. Get into therapy as soon as possible. I waited. I've been, I just recently started going to therapy at the beginning of this year. I
Mhm.
wish I would have started a lot sooner. Um, but if I would definitely say do it as soon as possible, as soon as you can. You're not going to be able to walk this by yourself on your own accord. So you definitely have to get into seek professional help to help you work through this because it is a process. It is a journey.
Mhm. It is.
Yeah, it is. And I always tell everybody, pray, read, and fast. You gotta pray, read your Bible, and fast. You have to. I'm a person of my faith. Um, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for God. He's led me through the darkest waters. If
Mhm.
Psalm 42 7 says, "Deep calls onto deep at the roar of the waterfall," and you got to look into the depths of God and just understand that His ways aren't your ways, and that He's deeper than anything that you could ever go through.
Absolutely. Well, you know what?
Mhm.
This was amazing.
Yes,
You're
thank you so much
amazing.
for having
You're
me.
amazing. Absolutely. And whatever, going to keep her name out there.
Thank you.
'Cause we don't want people to ever forget. And like I keep saying, somebody knows something.
Oh yes.
Somebody knows something. So say something. You can call anonymously, right? You can call
Yes.
anonymously and give what
Yes.
any information if it's not all about the money. Um, and it's not that doggone street code. It's not
No,
snitching. What it
it's not.
is being human. It's being human. It's having a heart.
Yep.
You know, empathy, watching this family go through what they're going through. So you guys, make sure you like, share, follow this story.
Thank
Share the
you.
post. Absolutely. Um, and I thank you all again. Remember, next Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday, you can listen to this on Zeno FM on Confidence Radio at 12 p.m. I'm telling you, it's a different experience when you listen to it. It's totally different. Totally different.
Yeah,
It's
I believe
amazing listening on the radio.
it.
And on Thursday mornings at 8 p.m. on Kuzo FM, which is in Germany. So you can hear it in Germany.
Oh,
Yeah, Linda
we
Legacy Radio.
global.
Se-
We
oh,
global.
listen, wait. Linda Legacy Radio, Sasquatch Boot Hill Radio, Southern Soul Gold, Culture Shock Radio, which is in Canada, WAP the Music Radio, which is in Guadeloupe, the Caribbean islands, the Tattoo Shop, where the VGN is heard in over 90%
That's amazing.
of the world. So your story is getting out. Oh, 133 countries strong.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's
So
you
good.
didn't. So people now all over the world knows your sister name,
Oh,
Shanice Harris.
thank you. Look at
You know,
that. Look at that.
yes.
Wow.
Look
God is
at God.
good.
Won't He do it? Yes,
God is
He
good.
will.
Yes,
He
he
will
will,
do
won't
it.
he?
And I'm glad to share that with you. I'm glad to share that with you.
Thank
So
you.
you guys make sure you tune in next week. Next week is different. Next week is a different experience. I have Senior G, who's one of the higher rank. I don't even know his position. Zeno FM. He's the one that got me first a part of the Village Global Network. He's the one that
Okay.
asked me to be a part of. And we're going to be live in the rec center. You know the rec center? You know
Where's
Rashad?
that?
That's in
Oh
Liberty.
yes.
And yes,
Yeah.
in the rec center. We're going to be in the rec center on the blue couch live.
That's so
Yes. So
cool.
that's I'm so you
I'm
guys
so
make
proud. I'm so
sure.
happy for you. Like I am so happy, and I really do pray. I mean, I know it, but I pray that you begin to see God in a different light, and that the fruits of your hands, that you start to experience the fruits of your labor. Like you just start seeing a tangible difference. I pray that it's no longer low bearing fruit. You're going up for the good stuff, the
Yeah.
top. And no, I'm telling you, just listen, prepare your storehouse. Because
And
it's about to be overflowing, pressed down, shaking together, and running over.
running over. See it, yeah. Yeah. That's a lot for my mind to comprehend. It really is. It's like
That's okay.
it's a lot. But God is good. He will
He
do it.
is.
What did she
He
say? He's the
is.
global. Let me get seen. He's the global music director of the VGN. So that's
Wow,
Senior
that's
G.
so
Yeah, so he'll
crazy.
be he'll be live. We'll be live next week. So tune in, or you can watch it after. Like, share, follow,
Okay.
subscribe. So thank you guys. I appreciate you as always. Have a good night. Stay safe and God bless.